The man had been lying on the edge of a cliff for 48 hours straight. He didn't dare move. Behind him was a 100-foot drop. One wrong move and he'd fall to his death, never to be found. His nails dug into the loose sand, but the ground was unstable. Slowly, his body started slipping toward the abyss. His hands lost grip, so he pressed his face against the dirt to stop the slide. Suddenly, his phone in the backpack rang. Answer or not, if it was his wife, missing the call could be worse than falling. But moving even a little risked sending him over the edge. Carefully, he shifted his position, pressed his face tighter to the ground, and reached with his other hand. He finally grabbed the phone. The next second, he was stuck on the cliff's edge, unable to move. Below him was dark, jagged rock, sharp and deadly. 2 hours passed, his mind and body were pushed to the limit. Then he started to silently count the rhythm of waves hitting the rocks. Maybe if he timed the water's push just right, he had a chance. When the moment came, he let go and leapt with all his might. He landed in the ocean, but the water was shallow. He hit his hip hard on a rock and passed out instantly. Luckily, he woke up soon after. Using his last strength, he floated to the surface, finally swimming back to shore. But the real test was just beginning. He checked himself. Aside from a deep cut on his palm, he seemed okay, but as soon as he stood and took a step, he collapsed hard onto the ground. Pain surged as he lifted his head. A new cut on his forehead was bleeding badly. Worse, he'd injured his lower back falling into the water. His legs were numb, completely unresponsive. He suddenly remembered he hadn't called his wife back. He scrambled for his phone, but it was waterlogged and dead. Despair hit him hard. He screamed for help, but there was no one around. Ahead was a sheer cliff. Behind him, endless ocean. No other choice. He tore off his shirt, quickly tended his wounds, then lay down on the rocks to conserve energy. When he opened his eyes again, sharp back pain reminded him he had to find a way out. He studied his surroundings. Climbing the cliff was nearly impossible. In the distance, a small island appeared. It was his only hope. He gritted his teeth and rolled into the sea. But things were worse than he thought. With numb legs and one badly injured hand, he could only use his good hand to pull himself forward slowly. He didn't swim far before exhaustion hit. He floated to rest on the water's surface. Suddenly, a sharp pain struck his stomach. He swallowed a mouthful of seawater and started sinking. As he neared unconsciousness, one thought filled his mind. His wife. He refused to die here. His will to survive surged, pushing him to his limits. He wildly flailed his one good hand, fighting his way back to the surface, but the island was out of reach. He turned and started swimming back the way he came.